Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today we get to take a look at the 2024 Volkswagen Jetta. This is the SE trim level, finished off in silver. They have a starting MSRP just over $26,000, and this is powered by the 1.5 liter turbocharged inline 4-cylinder. It's paired to the 8-speed automatic transmission, pumping out 158 horsepower, 184 pound-feet of torque. That power sent to the front wheels. This weighs in right around 3,000 pounds. It'll do 0 to 60 in 7.7 seconds with a top speed of 126 miles an hour. It also has a fuel capacity of 13.2 gallons. You'll expect to see around 29 miles per gallon in the city, 40 out on the highway. This also has a wheelbase of 105.7 inches. Its overall length is 186.5. It has a width of 70.8, a height of 57.7, and its ground clearance measures in at 5.5 inches. As we move on to the exterior styling now for this Jetta, let's start off with the VW badge front and center. This is also the sensor for the adaptive cruise control, so it's nice that it's integrated into the logo itself, where you'll also notice there's some chrome accents within that grille too to match nicely with that emblem, as well as having plenty of cutouts both in the upper and the lower grille. There's also active grille shutters just behind there to provide some better airflow and better aerodynamics, but it has a very nice design with all of the chrome matching very nicely for upper section as well as the strip in the lower section there. And you'll notice too that this has a nice set of headlight housings. Turn signals are in the lower section along with some DRLs, and then headlights and high beams are in that upper section. And you'll notice the inside of the housings have that sharp point to them to integrate into the grille itself. And then there's also 6 distinctive lines coming down that hood just to give it a really nice sporty look. Now for this SE trim level, this has a set of 17-inch wheels. They are finished off in black with a double spoke design to them. You'll notice the crisp lines running down the side too. They're in the fender flares as well as the height of the door handles and in that lower section too. Now this has the body colored mirror caps up top. There's also a sunroof too. So you'll notice that that front section is finished off in gloss black there. And then there's some black accents surrounding all of the window trim. But that prominent line at the height of the door handles there really gives it a nice look, going all the way back to these LED taillights, where this also has the VW badge in the middle. Backup camera is just underneath that. There's no sensors for this model. And then you'll notice more of the bodywork in that lower diffuser there, along with some plastic accents. Now you can also remote start this, so just lock it, double tap this button, and it will start up. You can also double tap this to shut the vehicle off if you need to. You can also use the button on the key fob or the one located by the backup camera to open up the cargo space, where there's actually a decent amount of room. Now underneath the floor, there's also a spare tire. So when you lift this up, you'll see a little bit of storage along with that spare tire. So you can use that as needed, of course. And then you can also fold down the back seats. So pull on those tabs on each side, and that will give you a lot more interior space. For the sizing of this vehicle, it is quite large, so that makes it a lot more practical for any items that you need to place in the back. And there's also a grab handle on both sides where you can easily close that trunk lid. So for the size of this sedan, it is very, very practical, especially if this is your only vehicle. Now, as we work our way to the back, pretty simple for the door panel. There's brushed aluminum for the release handle, a little bit of storage, speaker down below, and then the matte black accents for the grab handle as well as surrounding the window control. And then there's leather seats for the interior, finished off in black with all the white stitching. And at 5'10", I have a good bit of space. I have the front seat set at my height. There's only a storage pocket over on that passenger side, no climate vents in the middle, a little bit of a bulge in the middle there for your middle passenger. But at my height, I have about a ½ inch or so above my head. So honestly, for its size, I can sit in here and be very comfortable. Now right in the middle, there's the armrest along with cup holders in the middle. And then you can't fold the middle section down from back here. So they have the 60-40 split to them. But as far as visibility goes, very thin pillars with the windows there on both sides. So you can easily see all around from the back. And then as we work our way to the front, there's lock and unlock, of course, all the window adjustments. Side mirrors are also heated. There's the fuel cap and trunk release, and then a little bit more storage in that lower section. Now the driver's seat is power operated. Passenger seat is manual adjusting. They have a nice design to them with the lateral supports there. And then as we look at the steering wheel, it's finished off in solid black leather with more of the brushed aluminum accents. Now on this left side, there's all the cruise and adaptive cruise control settings along with volume for your audio. On the right side, you have controls to go through the digital gauge cluster as well as tuning below that. So let's start this up. And now we can go through the digital gauge cluster, where on the left side, there's the engine temperature, right side is the fuel level, and then for the screen right in the middle, what gear you're in is on the left side, miles per hour is on that right side. It's also within the entire screen right now with some info right in the middle. And if I scroll down on that icon now, you have a lot that you can go through. You can close out of this menu, of course, to where you are back to here. And then when you go back into it, you can quickly go through all of this information. So let's say we want to go into driving data. We'll just click on that. Now it will appear within the miles per hour there. So it's not going to disappear. And you can even go into your settings too and show what you would like to see. So it's pretty configurable to go through all of that. If I click on the view button now, that is actually going to change for the TAC. So really it's just going to change the surround there when you click on view. And you can pull up a different screen there as well to hide all that information, where you have MPG on that left side, miles per hour right in the middle. So a little bit more of a calm screen, just depending on what you would like to see. And then your distance pacing is also shown in that lower section. Now on the left side, there's the headlight adjustments. Really neat trim accent underneath one of the air vents. And then as we work our way to the infotainment system, pretty simple, but it gives you everything that you need. You have your radio and media. You can go into menu where you can get into all of these icons. It is a touchscreen system, which makes it very nice and quick to go through. So you can click on vehicle, look at some of this information, and then quickly go back. You can pair your phone to this system, get into your climate adjustments so you can go through all that information. Then you have phone apps. You can also use this rotary dial to go through tuning, and then you have voice commands underneath that. There's air vents underneath that, along with the heated seat adjustments, and then the temperature dials are on both sides with your fan speed in the middle, a few other controls, and then where you would like the air to go. And then plenty of storage down below with 2 auxiliaries. On this right side, there's a 12 volt, and then behind the engine start stop, there's the e-brake along with your engine start stop, and a few different driving modes. So you have eco along with normal, and that is it. So you can go through those just depending on how you want to drive for the day. Now with the shifter, let's put it into reverse, where this does get a backup camera, so that is nice to have. Drive is all the way to the back, and then you can actually shift using the shifter if you would like to. Now behind that, there's 2 cup holders, a little bit of space where you could maybe put your phone. There's also a little bit of room in the armrest there, as well as in the glove box for plenty of space. Now up top, there's the controls for the sunroof. There's also a sunglass holder behind that, as well as some call buttons. What's really neat from Audi and Volkswagen is the fact that this sunshade here, it is manual adjusting, but you'll notice it is transparent. So you can actually open up the entire sunroof and keep this shade closed. It's the only company that offers that. So if you still want that open experience, but you want a little bit of shade from that sun, you can keep that closed as needed. And then a look at visibility from the driver's seat. Pretty easy to see over those thin pillars like I mentioned earlier. So you really don't have any blind spots for this car. As we set up now behind the wheel for the Volkswagen Jetta, I've been driving this for almost a week now, and honestly, I don't have any complaints with this sedan. For its price, well under $30,000, it can creep up to that just depending on the trim level that you go with. But for the mid $20,000 range, this is a very nice sedan. It's not that powerful, so just giving it an acceleration, we get up to speed, but it's not throw you back in your seat. It's not that type of vehicle. What this is geared towards is MPG. So I've been driving this, like I said, for almost a week. I am still on half a tank. I've gone on some small road trips. I'm not sure exactly how many miles I've put on this car, but it's probably around 300 or 400, and we're at half a tank right now. So it's very, very fuel efficient. It's also comfortable to drive, being out on the highway, just driving in general. The only complaint I did have is after about an hour and a half of driving, I got a little bit uncomfortable, but that's going to differ just on everyone. The seats feel like they are very comfortable. I like the support that they do offer. But it's a very basic vehicle. For the price, that is what you are going to expect with that price. But everything is very nice too. We even have some material on top of the plastic for the dash there, just to give it a nice look. A little bit of a material here on the door panel. So it has that upscale look for its entry-level price point. Well, let's pop it over into, I guess we'll use the normal setting, so that way we get a little bit more throttle response. And we'll put it down into second gear and give it another acceleration. So pedal to the floor. not bad if you, of course, are merging out on the highway or just getting into traffic. It's got enough pep to it from that turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. But honestly, it is a nice commuting style vehicle. So if you are doing a lot of driving, you want something that's going to be nice, something that's going to be reliable, and something that is brand new for the cost. You have the ability to pair your phone, you have all your climates, you really just have the basics to drive this every day and be comfortable at the same time, and you have plenty of space for passengers as well as additional cargo. And from second gear, here we go. Surprisingly, the shifter is very responsive going through those gears, which is very cool to see. Not something you're probably going to be using that often, but if you need to, it is there and it is functional. But this is what it's like to be behind the wheel for the Volkswagen Jetta. Like I said, very nice interior, as you've already seen, pretty basic too for the price, but it's been fun. It's been a very comfortable, smooth, daily driving sedan. So if you're not looking to break the bank with this entry-level sedan, it's a perfect option to go with. Not a whole lot to talk about it. Like I said, I really haven't found anything negative to say over the couple hundred miles that I've put on this vehicle, aside from it's something that's going to get you from point A to point B and give you the basics that you are looking for. And then obviously you can go with some higher trim levels if you want a few more goodies and options that this SE, of course, does not have. As far as handling goes, I want to talk about that briefly while we have some twisties here. It's nothing crazy, you know, just going on some normal roads, but it actually handles very well. So I've been impressed just with its overall drive, how it handles, and just how it drives in general. So it's definitely been very nice if you're looking for something at this price range. But that is going to wrap it up for the 2024 Volkswagen Jetta SE. If you enjoyed today's video, give it a huge thumbs up. Consider smashing that subscribe button so you don't miss out on our daily uploads. And I will see you all in the next video.